There is one thing which amazes me. The mystery behind human beings. When it comes to man and woman, are they the same? While some people think we are the same, while people, the majority of people know we are different, that we are wired different. And this amazes me. Many people have written books talking about understanding women, understanding men. All throughout the generation, men have wanted to understand their wives. At the same time, women have always wanted to understand their husbands. So that's why many books have been written. Is man and woman the same? Okay, if we go by what they say in the Bible, we were created in God's image and likeness. Then, from that, we can assume that a man and a woman should be the same. If we are in the likeness and the image of God, surely it will be. But it perplexes me. Even when we go to the Bible, the confusion starts right at creation. And here is at the creation, I ask myself, are there two creations of man and a woman in the Bible? Take, for example, that chart there, which I perplexed. That during creation of humans, to me, I interpret as if there are two creations. And why do I say that there are two creations? There is a creation where is written in Genesis chapter 1, where God created a man and a woman in his own image. And then when you come to chapter 2, verse 7, then here he creates Adam. Let's take, for example, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, it says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and all over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Now, verse 27 says, so God created humans in his image, in the image of God he created them. He created them male and female. That ends creation of man. Now, let's go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living. Clearly. Jesus. Then, let's jump to verse 18, the second. And then he said, and the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helper meet for him. This is when after he had created man, he had given him opportunity to name all of the animals. Now he has seen he's lonely, and therefore he decides again now that in verse 21 it says, so the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and closed up the place with flesh. So he takes the rib from a man. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. So with this, if the rib was taken from man, I will say it was like cloning. So this was supposed to resemble man in many ways. He could be wired in many ways. And then Adam now says in verse 23, this is now bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. See that? Now, that confuses us. if he was taken from man, then a man should understand him because that is part of the rib. Then why is all of this shenanigan of trying to understand a woman? And with all this confusion now, verse 24 says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and they shall cleave with his wife, and they shall become one flesh. So this is a marriage creed which has been used in many ways and has been everywhere. So were there two creations? And if indeed there were two creations, it's possible that there were two creations. Either, as I said, the creation in Genesis chapter 1 could be different, or it could be the one told by a different person. Was Genesis written by different people? Maybe there were two people who wrote Genesis, and everybody wrote what he had, and they put it in any way. When I read about Hebrew history, even there is some story in the same way that there's a Hebrew mythology which says actually the first man, the creation of first man was created with a woman, but a woman whose name was Lilith, and then he became rude because he thought they were equal, and he became a spirit. And that is when Adam appeared to be lonely, and therefore God decided to make a woman who would be submissive to him, and then took the rib. No matter, those are the mythologies and the theories, and I'm not trying to be a critic. But could it be possible that there were two creations? And then maybe the lineage of Adam were the sons of God, and the other lineage was the sons of humans. Because, see, let's go to Genesis chapter 6. It says, when human beings began to increase in number on the earth, and the daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal, their days will be 120 years. Who are these sons of God, and who are these daughters of humans? Those are still mysterious, but as I was saying, and my topic is to understand the difference between a man and a woman is something which is confusing even from the beginning. That's why many people have written books about women and men. You can see some of the most notable book, Dr. James Dobson wrote What Wives Wish Their Husbands Knew About Them, about women. Patrick Morley wrote about what husbands wish their wives knew about men. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. John Gray wrote about that, what wives wish their husbands knew about sex. So all these books have been written. So it's mysterious, but we want to study and understand exactly where the jinx is. So I want you to stay tuned for part 2 of understanding the differences between men and women.